In this short video, we're going to talk about what we're actually seeing on a breast thermogram and what that information means. Thermography, as the name suggests, is the measurement of temperature. So we're actually creating a graphic map of the surface temperature of the area that we are evaluating. In the case of breast thermography, we're evaluating breast tissue. So we're looking at the heat primarily at the surface of the skin. The thermogram actually takes that data through a camera and processes it through a computer and creates a map with temperature zones. Just like the image behind me, you could see that the different colors will signify different areas of heat output. And by looking at those patterns of temperature, we can get information as to how the tissue is functioning. Now, with breast thermography, we're looking at a few different things. Number one, we're looking at what we call vascular patterns, and that's the distribution of blood vessels in the breasts. Now, we're not actually seeing those vessels, we're seeing the heat coming from the vessels, but they're often clear enough to give us a general idea if there are any changes to the superficial circulation. Cancer, when present, can actually change the circulation, and indeed, it creates its own blood supply, often creating warm blood vessels, distorted blood vessels, and patterns that are unusual for the normal breast. By trying to detect those, we can grade the breast on a scale of 1 to 5 in order to determine how altered this breast physiology is from the quote-unquote normal. This is a dynamic thing. So when we're looking at this, we need to be very careful about how the images are taken. We need to be done in a climate-controlled room. You need to be given pre-examination instructions. If there's a cold breeze blowing on you or a hot breeze blowing on you, that could affect the temperature. All of these need to be considered in a proper breast thermogram. So in the analysis, I look at two things. The first are what we call notable temperature patterns. And that's actually a section in the reports if you've gotten one of my reports. And those are patterns of temperature that I'm either concerned about or I'm watching. We'll usually use terms like vascular warming or distortion patterns or things of that sort to signify what's going on. By looking at that information, we can take the number of ones that occur and the severity of those patterns and use that to develop a grading system of 1 to 5, and that's the TH rating system. The other thing we're looking for are temperature differences between breasts, and significant research was done in order to determine what the normal side-to-side differences should be in different areas of the body. When we have things that are outside of those normal range, again, that is significant. So a nipple that is 1 degree warmer than the other side, the areola that's 1.5 degrees warmer than the other side. These are all side-to-side temperature measurements that we use in the analysis. I go through basically a 20-point checklist to look for vascular distortion patterns and side-to-side temperature differences that could contribute to risk. And from that, we develop the TH rating system. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. And based on the TH rating system, you are placed in a risk category as well as a screening category, and recommendations are made for additional imaging and additional follow-up. I hope that helps you better understand what we're seeing on a breast thermogram and how the information could be helpful in managing your breast health.